Welcome to our podcast, The Conversation. On The Conversation today, we will be having a guest who will be talking to us about NGKS, that is Nigeria COVID 19 Action Recovery Economic Stimulus. We have the pleasure of having Dr. Hagai Gutap, the Technical Administrative Head, NGKS Plateau State. You're welcome to our podcast, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, it's over time now. NGKS has been running, and people would be interested in knowing how far so far.
Yes. Well, thank you for having interest in the subject matter. NGKS now is a household name in Nigeria, even globally, because World Bank has adjudged it as one of the most performing programs in Africa that they have sponsored. So far, since from the outbreak of COVID globally, the federal government and World Bank switched into action. In fact, during the lockdown, that was where the idea of the NGKS came up. They were looking for a solution that will mitigate the impacts or the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. And that was where they brought up the concept of NGKS. And in Plateau, we keyed into the program. And one thing that it will interest you to know is that a lot of jobs were affected. People lost their jobs, their sources of livelihood. Some people could not even feed their families. And also, people could not go to farm. And so you should see that clearly the issue of food security was threatened. And small businesses closed their shops. So the thematic areas that NGKS seek to address as at that time was to ensure that we give like a source of stimulus to some of these sectors to ensure that they keep on running. And that was why we brought up the issue of social transfers to the poorest of the poor who are badly affected, so that their consumption pattern can be smoothed. Then for the agri sector, there were 4 key interventions which cut across inputs to farmers, and then the challenge of access roads to farm areas, and then addressing the issues of wet market by providing water and sanitation systems to ensure that the markets are in good sanitary conditions. And also to the small and medium enterprises businesses, we look at how we can deepen their knowledge of using, digital platforms to market their products. Because, during COVID-19, we were talking of social distancing.
Yes.
So if that was in place, how could you even market what you produce? And that is where we now look at ICT as a component. And a lot of businesses have been trained under that, and then grants to small, small and medium enterprises. But in fact, at the course of the intervention, we discovered that there were some businesses that were not even micro nor small in nature. They are nano businesses, very minute businesses that needed the intervention. So, and those businesses are run by individuals. So we also focus on them at the cost of the intervention. And so far in Plateau State, I want to say that we have experienced a significant improvement in the implementation of the NGKS program. But from the beginning, the performance was very low. But when there was change in government, the present administration, invested quite a lot into the program, and we moved from 35th position to 3rd position in Nigeria. And at that time, we were able to get over $34 million as our reimbursement from the World Bank. And one thing that is very critical about this project is that it's not as the usual projects we have been experiencing under the World Bank. This is a program for results. That means you can claim to World Bank that you have worked, but they will still come and assess the results before they reimburse you. So every governor was given the latitude to spend his resources then World Bank will come and assess it and pay you back the money with even interest.
Well, this kind of programs, I expect they should be data driven.
Yeah.
What are the statistics available about the Plateau performance?
Well, for the, we have, it's a multi-sectoral approach program. FADAMA is handling the aspect of food security. Plasmida is handling the aspect of MSMEs, and now we talk of nano businesses too. Then CSDA and other platforms, they are handling social transfer, livelihood intensive programs, which has to do with giving employment or menial jobs to people to do in order to give them a source of livelihood. And then we have like the micro community projects. So if you look at all this, we have done a lot there. Like in the food security aspect, we have given inputs, farm inputs to farmers, not less than 100,000. And then in terms of the rural infrastructure under the food security, opening up feeder roads, we have done over 90-something roads, over 90 roads, which we built box culverts and in some places bridges to connect farming communities to the market.
Is it through PADP or
through FADAMA?
Okay.
And in fact, the success stories are very overwhelming. And under the project, in terms of the data, there are different methodologies of generating the data of the beneficiaries. You see, like for the roads, it has to do with the total number of people within that community and the volume of people that use that road on a daily basis, and then an average is 30. And that gives you the total number of beneficiaries for that road. And then like for schools, it's the same thing. And like for hospitals, there's a calculation formula that is used. So like for micro projects, we have done almost more than 100 in these states.
Well, the statistics are looking good. And for the road infrastructure, is it resurfacing or rehabilitating existing rural roads?
Yeah, those ones are feeder roads.
Okay, feeder roads.
Yeah, so we don't surface them. But it is very important for you to note that we have challenged that position at the World Bank, because we are taking loans to create feeder roads that after 1 or 2 months, rain has washed them. Then what is the implication on the economy? So we need something that is more sustainable and durable. And that was why when we got the reimbursement, we sat down as a government to redefine the ways that the funds will be utilized. And that was where we brought up the issue of resurfacing the roads. And we have been able to reach out to quite a number of hard-to-reach communities in the state. You see, the government over the years have been talking of reviving the Payam fish farm. But you can't revive the magnitude of that investment without the right infrastructure in place. And that was why we thought that it makes a business sense for us to really fix that road, as the government is working towards reviving the Payam fish farm, which is sitting on over 310 hectares of land. And it may also interest you to know that at Payam fish farm, one of the ponds is sitting on over 8 hectares. That is to say that if, with the infrastructure we have put in place, and that place is revived, huge business activities will jumpstart there, and that will transform the landscape of our economy in terms of employment generation, income, and all whatnot. And it will reduce.
Has that gesture triggered any interest in the Panyam fish farm?
Yes, the government is doing quite a lot to revive the farm. I think they are almost at the verge of concluding the strategy to start the fish farm now.
Well, there have been arguments here, in society, governance issues come in, and then people want to see There have been disagreements. It's a World Bank and it's a Plateau State government and it's a loan. You say, what is the true position? Is it Plateau State government money or is it a grant from the World Bank?
Well, to answer this question, I would want to say that in Nigeria today and globally, every economy borrows for projects, but it is left for you to use it in a judicious manner that will enable the growth you are looking for to be achieved. And looking at, coming from that point of view, it's a loan from the World Bank. And the World Bank, I used to tell people, World Bank, you are a Christian. And we believe in the Holy Spirit. Am I right?
Yes.
World Bank is like Holy Spirit. It cannot exist in an area that is not conducive for it. So it means that over the years, the World Bank has been in existence. But how well was Plateau State using the World Bank infrastructure opportunities? You see, one, before World Bank will do something with you, they need to see the level of coordination of that government. They need to see your goals that you have set for yourself as a government. And they want to see your level of commitment as a government. And in the past years, you discover that you start applying for things from the World Bank, and at the end of the day, you are not eligible because that government patronage or government commitment is not there. So I want to say that if using the analogy of the Holy Spirit, it means that this government is much on ground, is coordinated, and is focused.
Well, from 30 feet in the past to third in Nigeria, that is dramatic.
Yes.
What happened?
It's the commitment of the government. Because this governor, I was, if you ask me to rate him, you know, like what my supervisor told me during my defense, he said he's limited by the marks he's supposed to give me. If there's any grade more than A, you have given me. So for me, I give the governor more than an A. Because when he came, there was some restructuring he did in the state, which is yielding, is not only NGKs. Look at all the World Bank interventions and all donor-funded projects in the state. They are working well because when he came first, he took a deep dive into all these projects to see what are the issues. In most cases, we are reactive to planning towards, funding of counterparts. He said that piecemeal approach should stop. And he now created an office, which is called the World Bank Focal Office. And that office, its responsibility is to, analyze all the requirements and the needs of all the intervention programs and the financial requirements to enable government plan towards it and make those monies available. And again, he is not like, I'm giving you counterpart and you leave you. No. You must be able to demonstrate to him that having this volume of investment, I will be able to generate this. And you see, that's the clear departure from the business as usual. And that has been able to give us this quantum of results. And it may also interest you to know that when he was to give us this fund, he asked me, if I give you this, will you really deliver what you have said? I said yes. And if I fail, hold me responsible. So me, I can see a clear demonstration of leadership as we normally preach, which going forward, I want to assure you that Plateau State will be the envy of other states in Nigeria, because the truth of the matter is that in most of these interventions, our guys are on top of the game. They know what to do. But what we need is just the little push, and which is available now. So, like for what people are saying that it's a World Bank project, Plateau State government money. The money Tinubu is busy borrowing from different parts of the world, is to ensure that governance continue. But the big question is, how well is he using the funds? So I want to challenge that statement by saying that in the past, we had the RAM,
Yes.
Rural Access Mobility Program, which is domiciled in the Ministry of Agri. We had AgriSal. We had other projects in the state. Even the NGKs was 4 years old. What was the level of achievement? Is it that the government was not willing to get those funds? But the environment was not friendly. So I must give it to the government for giving us the enabling environment.
Well, with this commitment and support,
Yeah.
do you feel challenged as an organization, as the technical head, to surpass what you have done, coming from 35th to 3rd? And now, are you aiming for number 1?
If there's anything more than number 1, I'm aiming for it. Because it to me is a sin. If you have been given a responsibility and the support and you are not able to deliver, then you should be ashamed of yourself. Why can I move from 30 feet to 3rd and now I can't aim for 1st? Then that means something is wrong. And I am seeing that in other projects. See the quantum of jobs that are going on in AgriSal. See the quantum of jobs that are going in RAM. Even before the emergence of this administration, I want to say that you see this special agro-processing zone.
Yes.
Is an African Development Bank project. I was privileged to be a consultant to that project, even when it was under a different name. Plateau State could not key into the project. So, of course, he has come and created the environment, and SAPZ is able to, they have been able to finalize every arrangement to kickstart activity. That is a demonstration of capacity at the same time. And it shows that the government is on the right track. And there are quite a number of other interventions that are on the pipeline as a result of the commitment of the government. So I want to say that for every MDA, either donor funded or state owned, your roadmap has to be clear and straightforward. A lot of partners will work with you. Look at the example in Plasmida. When we started Plasmida in 2016, there were a lot of donor funds in the state who are trying to achieve some specific objectives. They were working with quite a number of institutions in the state, but at the time they met us, we interacted for like 1 year. You may take a look at Plasmida one of these days to see how far these organizations have done a good business with Plasmida, partnerships. There was a time the German government gave us a technical support partner who stayed in Plasmida for 1 year. It was COVID that sent him away. So it means that for me, I think the issue of this enabling environment is very key. And I am challenging again that anybody that is saying that it's World Bank money, yes, with what I've explained to you, without the right environment, the World Bank cannot come.
Besides, a loan is repayable.
Yes.
So it's not free money.
Yes.
It's a justification for the loan,
Yes.
as you have explained.
Yeah.
So do you do peer review amongst NGKs in the whole federation?
We do.
What are the hiccups and what are the highlights across the country?
Well, you see, like for the NGKs program, it's a program that is very transparent. You may claim that you have given support to 1 million people. They will collect the results. But every beneficiary list, their phone number, their geo coordinate is picked. So they will collect these results like these indicators you see here. You come and submit these results to them. They will just take the results. So that's where your relationship has ended with them. They will do assessment by themselves. They'll go to the villages because you put the address, you put the coordinates. They'll use their devices to track all the
But up
locations.
to now, there are people who don't have phone numbers, and there are hard to reach communities.
Yes, you see, that's why most of these programs, the people are in group.
Okay.
So in a group of 20, at least 2 must have phone number in this time and age. And they go there and track. If you say you have done road in social community, the geolocation is there now. They will go there. They don't need you. So we have what we call the independent verification assessment, which is done. Those people are contracted by the federal government in conjunction with the World Bank. They come on their own. And after they have assessed the results, they send it to Abuja. They will sit on it. Then there is a third-party monitor that comes to confirm whether there was compromise in the assessment or not. So you can see that in that case, in the peer review mechanism that has been put in place, there are some things that came up. Some states, some results that were presented were dropped because they did not meet up with the requirements of the bank. And that is to say that there's no hiding place for a non-performer or for presenting fake results or reports to the bank.
Okay, let me ask you. COVID is over, so to say, but the impact is yet to be over. What's the lifespan and the future of NGKS?
Well, by design, this NGKS program was to end in 2 years because it was an emergency operation. But based on the performance of the project, the name of the project has even changed. You know, NGKS, that's Nigerian Government COVID-19 Action Recovery Economic Stimulus. But today, based on the impact of the project on the communities, the project has been renamed as Nigeria Government Community Action Recovery Economic Stimulus. Nigeria Government Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus. So what it means is that we are going into another phase because World Bank said that this program, even though it had a short lifespan, it was able to deliver beyond the results required or expected from it. So why not they should give additional financing? And that is why now the name has changed. So we are now looking at how can we build strong institutions that will build a sustainable economy. And based on that, the indicators have not changed. And the result areas or the disbursement link indicators or the measurement parameters have not changed. But we are now moving higher from an investigation that was less thorough to a thorough investigative assessment procedure, which at the end of the day, you know, before we count the number of people that we have given support to, but now we are going to be the agents that are coming for assessment will be investigating what is the impact of our operations now on these people that have taken our interventions. So you can see that the project is taking a new dimension, and that means we need to be more thorough in our assignment. We need to be more professional, and we need to think outside the box because it is not just building of roads. They are coming to assess what is the impact on the economy of that village. Has it really created the desired impact? They will interview the people, and they will want to see in real terms what is the level of transformation on the lives of the people in that community.
So there's no hiding place for anyone.
Yes, that's the truth.
So I'm sure, is it also with other African countries? If that is the case, what is the report you're getting from other African countries compared to what has happened in Nigeria?
Well, as it is now, it may interest you to know that that's why the World Bank was able to immediately, it's one of the first programs in Nigeria that ends this year, and was able to get additional financing immediately. Because NGKS now is a flagship program in Africa. that in most African countries, a program for results, like it is called, have been tried, but it did not succeed because of the commitment of the government. You know, it's unlike the previous FADAMA and CSDA. CSDA was an IPF program, finance program. That means they give you the money to spend, then you present result. But this one, government spend your money before they refund you.
You have to justify and prove.
Yes.
It's your own. So if you don't spend it, it's your own fault.
Yes. So even those people are saying that it's World Bank project. It's the governor that has spent his money.
They are refunding.
That they are refunding him.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So that means the state has committed its resources. And that's why they call it a budget support program. Okay. It is just to support the budget you have set for yourself as a state.
In wrapping up, what would you tell Plateau people in terms of confidence building, in terms of assurances to His Excellency and also the people of Plateau State that the new phase of the program will deliver more?
Yeah. For me, is to appreciate him and to tell him that to whom much is given, much is expected. And for every commitment he has made as a government, he should hold us responsible. And to Plateau people, they should follow the implementation of the project. You know, that's where the role of CSOs come into play. Community leaders come into play. They should be interested in what we are doing and hold us accountable, because our responsibility is to deliver on the mandate that has been given to us. And as a young man, I want to say that it's a platform that you can use to showcase yourself, because we still have a very long time ahead of us. Yeah. And it's by the results you present that will be able to speak for you tomorrow. So I look at it as a very big responsibility to serve my people and to give them the best.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And viewer, NGKS is working in Plateau State, and the most important takeaway for me from here is that if you're given an assignment, you need to deliver on your mandate. Thank you very much, Dr. Hagayuta.
Thank you, sir.
He's a technical head, NGKS Plateau State. Next time, we shall be here with another interesting guest on our podcast, The Conversation. Thank you for watching.